Crank up the volume and get ready for real-world bird hunting by listening to the Wingmen Podcast by Eastmans. Now your host, Todd Helms.
Hey guys, while I got you here, make sure you're checking out, or I would highly encourage you to check out the entire suite of Eastman's YouTube content. That includes Eastman's Hunting TV on YouTube. Beyond the Grid is on YouTube. You can also find all of the Wingmen content, obviously, on YouTube, and all of our podcasts. Holy smokes, we have a massive suite of podcasts out there. So we have Eastman's Journal Podcast, which is hosted by Ike Eastman. We have Eastman's Elevated, hosted by Brian Barney. We have Eastman's Life of a Bow Hunter, co-hosted by Brian Barney and Dan Picard. That's a tag team one. They talk about all things bow hunting. We have my favorite podcast, the Wingmen Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Todd Helms. We have Eastman's Predator Pros, and we have the Western Huntsman Podcast, hosted by Jim Huntsman. You can find all those podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find all of our gear reviews across all of our properties that we do on YouTube. Those are Wingmen gear reviews, Eastman's Hunting TV gear reviews, and I'm trying to remember what I left out, guys. But my point is, there is a plethora of information and content out there on YouTube for you to check out and enjoy.
Hey guys, huge shout out to our newest Wingman partner, Roughland Kennels out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You can see my kit right here, my setup. I've got the Roughland Intermediate Kennels with the front open doors. I have a handful of bowls and these handy dandy scoops. And I have kennel covers because it gets cold out here and I like my dogs to be warm in transport. Guys, I would encourage you to go to roughlandkennels.com and check out the full lineup of everything they have. They have a ton of different colors of kennels. They have an amazing array of accessories, so you got everything you need when you head out in the field, when you're training on a hunt, whatever it may be, Roughland's got you covered. Check out roughland.com and you can build a kit just like I did.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Wingmen Podcast. I'm your host, Todd Helms. I got my wingman, Josh Lancaster, Red Flats Retrievers, on again today. We left off with Josh talking about hunt testing, pushing your boundaries, and basically expanding your horizons. And before Josh and I get too far into the weeds on today's podcast, which we're going to kind of pick up where we left off, Josh has had some more hunt test experiences, and he wants to run through that. I want to hear about it. I need to give a shout out to the folks that make this podcast possible. We just wrapped up a range session using federal ammunition with the new Weatherby Sorex field shotgun, and man, we were running the federal Top Gun ammo, and it just outbanging away. There's more expensive target loads, practice loads, field loads, if you will, but I don't know, man. The Top Gun loads are super affordable, and they just work. You can get them anywhere, and I just really, really like them. And they perform flawlessly. They work well. They're affordable. A great load. So thank you to Federal for always making sure that our guns go bang. I really appreciate that. Huge shout out to Roughland Kennels. Man, I've been running my Roughland system now for about a year, roughly. Not quite a year. But I got my full kit. We did the review a couple weeks ago. If you guys haven't seen that, check out the Wingmen YouTube channel. I broke down my full Roughland kit, and I am excited to put that thing through the paces this fall. Keeps my dogs comfortable, keeps them hydrated, makes food easy. The kennels are awesome. I love how light they are, but how tough and durable that they are at the same time. In and out of the back of the truck, they're just phenomenal. I love them. You know, this time of year, I'm burning through a lot of recipes, burning up game that's left in the freezer, doing things, and High Mountain Seasonings make my cooking palatable for my family. Whether I'm making DIY jerky, which I'm doing right now with some leftover stuff, and just burning up stuff. Everyday kitchen meals, High Mountain Seasonings, awesome. Those guys down in Riverton have it dialed. Huge hats off, and thank you to them. Leupold Optics, man, they make our scouting, they cover up our eyes and keep our vision safe and our eyes safe when we're out in the field hunting and shooting, and just everyday wear with their performance eyewear. and of course binoculars. I mean, rifle scopes. We are big game hunters as well, and Leupold's just top of the line, man. I'm super excited to be affiliated with them, and I'm really excited because I have the Leupold president and CEO Bruce Pettit on, coming up on an episode later this month. And I've had Bruce on before. He's a great guest. He is an avid bird hunter, and that's what we're going to talk about. So make sure that you don't miss that episode with Bruce. Trying to think. There's one more. We have a new one, an announcement that Safari Club International just came on as a sponsor of the Wingmen Podcast. And I am very excited to be affiliated with an organization that protects hunters, is a conservation group, and is protecting hunters' rights and gun rights across the globe, and is a foremost organization, guys. They are always working to make sure that our Second Amendment rights, and I would say more importantly, but just as important, our hunting privileges, constitutional hunting rights are just taken care of. Those guys are on it. They're working overtime in D.C. and are all around the country and North America to make sure that hunters are taken care of. So thank you. Hats off to you folks at SCI. And I am trying to get a representative from SCI on the podcast in the very near future to chat about what they do. In case you don't know, they'll be outlining exactly what they do. And, of course, we'll talk hunting as well. So that said, bills are paid. Mr. Josh.
Yes,
been a minute. Thank you for filming that review today with us.
You
bet.
bet.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was.
It's always good to get together. But, dude, you've been blowing and going, man. You've been all over the state, all over the West, training dogs, running dogs, working dogs. You're building your kennels going crazy. You got building project going on. You're just growing.
Yes. It is incredible.
Fill us in.
First of all, thank you for having me on again, and thanks for letting me go do the gear review with you.
Yeah,
that was
pleasure,
an
man.
absolute ball. So kind of picking back up from where we last met, and we're talking about the Cheyenne dog trial.
Yes.
A few weeks after that one, we went to Casper, to Boomtown.
You kind of got the kinks worked out in Cheyenne. You
sure
got the
did.
butterflies let loose.
Which, it was so much fun going in a different time that I had some confidence behind myself. And literally, before I went, met some awesome people in Cheyenne that, we're now plugged in together. We're talking dogs, talking training, what we're struggling with, what we're doing well with. Well, me and this guy just kind of hit it off when we were in Cheyenne. We're texting back and forth and seeing if he actually texted me and goes, "Hey, are you going to Casper?" I said, "Yeah, that's the plan." And he goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to come too then." And so we get the same hotel. We're staying at the same place, kind of just hanging out and fellowshipping. And we run the first day, and, man, it was hot. Oh, my goodness.
It's been blistering out here this summer.
Blistering.
Just a string of triple-digit temps.
Yeah, and, just not enjoyable, hard on the dogs.
Yep.
Hard on their nose. And that's for puppies. With me running the started testing, I'm running young dogs that haven't.
Yeah.
Only Jasper's had a hunting season or two underneath him, but
Right.
Echo she's just, she's fresh. And the first day we get out there and it's 98 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. And we're just like, boy, this is going to be tough. This is going to be hard for these young dogs. Well, right off the rip, I drew slot number 1 with Echo.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, well, this is new to me. I was the 50th dog in Cheyenne, and now I'm number 1.
At least you get fresh birds.
She's sure out. I was excited about that.
Yeah.
And so the first test, we're sitting there and we're getting ready. They run the test dog, and she is amped. And when I mean amped, you can just see it. Her whole body, she's just ready to rock and roll. And I'm like, oh boy, this first one's going to be wild. And so bird goes up, I send her, and she takes off in the wrong direction. She saw the bird, but she was like, I want to go check something out over here first. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, Echo. Just like I said, she was wound. Like she needed to run. She takes off, and the way the blind was set, unfortunately, the wind was coming from our back.
Oh.
And at the maximum for the starter to 75 yards as the bird gets thrown 75 yards. So for a young dog, they would have to go 80 to 90 past it.
Oh.
And so, she comes back to me. I'm like, all right, I'm lining you up. You know what I'm asking you to do here. Mark. And bam, she's on it. She's on the direction. She stops at 70. And because of her little escapade she had to go run around first, we lost that bird.
Mm.
And so the judge looked at me and I said, can I run the second bird? And he goes, you bet. But
you're down one.
You're down one pass for today. Second bird, and it's like for us, our first duck hunt of the year.
Oh, yeah.
We are wound. We are up. And you got to think about that for the dogs as well. Because for her, I should have ran her a little bit first thing, which I did. I threw bumpers for Jasper and her before we even went to the trial. But for some reason, all the other dogs, she was just wound up tight. Second bird, like she's been doing it for every day, all day.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like, boom, straight line, picked it up, came right back. And I'm just like, baby girl, you need to calm yourself. So, and the thing is, what I've learned from both trials, and I think it's such a key thing, is patience. Because all of us, we have high expectations of our dogs. And for me, I was disappointed, but it was such a relief in my heart of, hey, I messed up.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Got that one out of the way.
Got that one out of the way. And so, but it's interesting. So we had, at the Casper Hunt Test at Boontown, there were only 20 dogs in the started level. Only 6 dogs passed day one.
Oh, wow.
So the scenario for a young dog was extremely challenging.
It's hard, yeah.
It was a test, is what it was.
Right.
And so for the first day, that's beside the point. It's learning, figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making it an 80-yard mark for our training the dogs, push it. Go to that 100. Go to that 120 on a mark so that they actually just go instead of –
That is the hardest thing with a dog, is getting them to go further than what they think they need to go. They get conditioned to how far you can throw a bumper.
Exactly.
Or how far your launcher launches a bumper.
Yep.
And that's where they expect the bird to be.
Yep.
And they're creatures of habit, just like us.
Yeah.
And that is the most difficult thing that I have always found, is getting a dog to just go.
Yep.
And once they get it a few times, that they got to just go, and then they're like, oh, that bird can be a lot further.
Yep.
It's like something clicks.
Well, and it's in the training aspect. So I know you've seen the videos of Reaper of late, and I'm working on his casting off of a whistle. Well, I'll say back, and he goes back. But then when I want him to go far back, it's a hard back. So it's the same command.
It's more inflection.
It's more push, more push to get him back. It's so cool to see that when they realize it, though.
Yep.
You got to keep going.
You got to
keep going. There's things for the future with the kennel that I am preparing. So my side yard, right next to the railroad track, is almost 150 yards, and I'm going to make a fence line that is basically a hallway.
Yep.
They can't go left. They can't go right.
They just got to go.
Just go back. And, it's getting them to that ability. And all of us, everybody that's out there listening to this, we all have our issues with our dogs.
Oh, yeah.
There's no perfect dog. There's no perfect trainer. So, just giving y'all the tools, set the dog up to succeed, not to fail. Because pushing a dog back, it starts 2 foot away.
Yeah.
And then as you are continuing the training for backing, you step back, you step back, you step back.
It was interesting. Interesting you say that, because I've been working a little bit on back with Rooster.
Yeah.
And not a ton, but a little bit. And how quickly he picked it up when all of a sudden I'd walk down the beach and then throw a bumper as far as I could throw it. So it's 150 yards away from him.
Yeah.
And at first he'd go 50 to where I was standing. Or he'd go to where I was standing and he'd start hunting.
Yeah.
And I'd stop him and I'd just keep saying back. and we're learning both stop on the whistle and back at the same time.
Yep.
And about 3 or 4 times, he'd just go.
Yeah.
He'd just run until he smelled the bumper, and then he would. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good. So last night, he has the mouthiest dog that I have ever had, both verbally and he's got to be holding something all the time. He's got an incredible natural hold.
Yeah.
And he came running out of the house to go potty before bedtime, and he had his little plush duck in his mouth. And he knows he's not supposed to take those out in the yard, but he did. And he comes back in, he doesn't have it. And I'm like, okay. So I turned him out. I left Hondo in the house, and I turned him out, and I said, find the bird. It's dark. It's pitch black. I'm like, find the bird. And he's like, what? What? He still doesn't quite have it.
Yeah.
Find the bird. Find the bird. And then I could see it. And I sat him down next to me, and I lined him. I said, Mark. I said, rooster. And he kind of bounced out a little bit, and he stopped because he didn't see it. And I said, back. And he turned and went back, and then he saw I said, fetch it up. And he brought it right to me. And I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly they can pick it up.
Oh, yeah. But it's then continuing that positive with him, because all of them need positive. I mean, it doesn't matter in that aspect, but to continue that, and then you won't have the issue of popping or
Right.
And there's so many key things with that. You find something that the dog catches onto, feed it. Feed that excitement that dog is getting when he finally figures it out. It's just really cool to see.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's no different with Echo and Cheyenne when she didn't want to pick up the bird that didn't have feathers on it. What do? Well, I get a bird that doesn't have feathers on it, and I make her excited about it. It's finding what it takes to get the dog to do what we want it to do.
This episode of the Wingmen Podcast is brought to you by Leupold Optics. I've been running Leupold Optics for a long time on the big game side of things, and I love the performance and the quality of that brand. But when Leupold brought performance eyewear into the mix a couple of years ago, I thought I'd seen it all, but I was wrong. That performance eyewear from Leupold keeps my eyes protected. It helps me with my target acquisition with a crisp, clear sight picture. And guys, I got to be honest with you, I'm stoked to be partnered with a company like Leupold. So for all your optics needs, give Leupold a look. Well, it's like we were talking about on the ride out to film the review, and I was talking about dogs. We were talking about dogs spitting stuff out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not bringing that to you.
Yep.
I don't like the way that tastes. I don't like the way it smells. And my first lab, Josie, first woodcock that I knocked down with her, she ran over to it, picked it up, and spit it right back out. And the look on her face, and I finally coaxed her to bring it to me, and then we played with it.
Yeah.
And I kept throwing it and got her excited.
Yeah.
And she'd never lost one after that.
Yep.
And I don't know, and that's a pretty common thing from what I understand with woodcock in particular, is it's a mouth feel thing, but it's more to do with the way they smell and the way they probably taste in their mouth. I mean, they're just a strong bird. And
it's no different. Like for me back east, I had dogs that would not want to pick up a hooded Merganser.
Interesting.
They're nasty, stinky duck.
Yep.
And it's interesting because every duck probably has a different taste, in my opinion, because of what they eat. And so if you think about a saltwater area duck, they're eating a lot of crustacean. They're eating a lot of fish. And so, I don't know. You think dogs wouldn't mind.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it over and over and over again. But, yeah, it's interesting. But so, Echo dropped a bird. She got one pass.
Yep, she got one. She got one of the. So the way that field and water works. So you do 2 retrieves on field, 2 retrieves on water. That's one pass of a day.
Got it.
So we got a 1.5 pass.
Got it.
So she did not get a ribbon that day.
Okay.
Jasper mopped it up just as I had hoped and expected. And then the next day, Echo mops up field, Echo mops up water. So we ended up, Jasper is now titled, which one of the judges, so water on the second day were on this small pond, and it's got a couple islands on it. And the way the winger zingers are set up, the wind started picking up.
Oh, yeah. It's Casper.
So all of a sudden, I've been watching a couple of the other guys run, and I get Jasper. We get in the lineup, and we get up, and the bird, they throw the bird, and it lands, like, on the island.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, boy. And the judge goes, if this doesn't work, we'll rerun because that's not what we're after here. And I'm like, he should be fine. Like, we shouldn't have an issue with it at all. And when it didn't splash, he saw the bird. But when he hit the water, it reminded me of one of his first retrieves. Mm-hmm. And he was like a motorcycle just popping a wheelie across. And the guy goes, that dog's running in the water. And I said, he sure is. And he went straight to that island. Literally got 2 bounds on the island. It was like, oh, there's the bird. Grabbed it, jumped right back in, and came back to me. And I'm just like, I'm tickled with how Jasper
That's a
performed.
true hunt scenario.
Bingo.
That's the stuff that happens in a hunt all the time. When we're hunting our rivers out here, especially, you'll drop a bird on the other side of the river. You may drop 3 or 4 in the course of a day on the other side.
Yep.
Dogs got to swim the river and get out and hunt the bank.
Exactly. And for some of our places, there's a video that went viral of Mackinac.
Yep.
That went up a hill, and not a mountainside, basically.
Yeah,
a cliff edge. And, I remember last year we were hunting. It was me and it was the crew.
Yep.
And we were chit-chatting. It got slow, and then all of a sudden here comes this drake. And I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot it. And I swing around, and boom, and it lands on top. And if I remember right, you tried to send Hondo, and then I tried to send Jasper.
It landed about halfway up.
Yep.
And the wind was at our backs.
Yep.
So the wind was blowing up the cliff face. So a similar scenario to what you were just describing.
Exactly.
Dog has to get beyond the bird to be able to smell it.
Yep.
And because it's such a steep face, it's hard to drive them up that steep face.
Correct.
It's almost vertical.
Yes, because then later on I shot another one,
Yep.
and it was on top.
Yes.
And I just took the dog with me.
Yeah.
And so that's where, for scenarios for hunt tests, for actual hunting, expand, raise your bar, do the gnarly stuff of sending them over a blind hill, and then they got to hunt for it.
Absolutely.
It's for Jasper. Not that he is a finish level dog and hunt test scenario, but he had done similar things to that, to where he saw the bird go down and he just went to it. So it was very encouraging to me of just the work that we've put into our dogs.
Absolutely.
And where they have succeeded.
Come out with some ribbons.
Yeah. So Jasper now, he was 4 for 4. And is what is it? It's a started level title for HRC.
Okay.
And for my summer hope was to get at least one dog titled this summer. And Echo is 2 passes from being titled. So next summer, we'll rock and roll with it again.
Awesome.
Very pumped. The coolest thing about the whole hunt test, in my opinion, was the fellowship with this guy that I met in Cheyenne. And then all of a sudden, we're staying at the same hotel. Well, he shoots me a text, and he goes, hey, I'm letting dogs out. And I was like, I just got back from letting dogs out, but I'll come out and talk to you. And it's so amazing to see God's perfect plan. This gentleman and I, we talked 20 minutes in Cheyenne. And then the Saturday night after the first day of hunt test, we spent 2.5 hours talking about Jesus.
That's cool.
That is, in my opinion, that's the only reason I went, was to be able to share Jesus with him. Mm-hmm. And it lights me up that this is the direction the Lord has directed me into dogs, and that I actually had the, not audacity, but I had the ability to do what we're called to do, and that's to share the good news.
It's called faith, brother.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
And it's just it excites me because I was fearful of going to these trials.
I know.
And
that's why I pushed.
I know.
That's why I pushed. No, but seriously though.
Yeah, no.
Because I could see that.
Yeah.
I would be the same way.
Yeah.
Like, dude, are my dogs going to do what I want them to do? I've never done this before. Yeah. It's a lot of unknown.
Yep.
And the unknown's scary, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the way we grow is we push past those barriers.
Yep.
We go and we attack stuff.
Yeah.
I gave you an attitude of. I didn't give you an attitude of fearfulness.
No.
You know.
Yeah. And
I'm not talking me.
Yeah.
You know, that's badly quoting scripture, but that's how men in particular are built. That's the way we're created, the way we're designed, is to go do hard things.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much you grow in not just your life. And if the faith component to you doesn't mean anything and you're listening to this, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the idea is still to push past things that you're afraid of. Push through them, attack them, go at them, and learn. You're going to learn about yourself. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn about your faith. You're going to learn, and you're going to meet people. You're going to pick up things, little tricks, little tips. Your dogs are going to be 10 times more huntable this fall than they were last fall.
Yep.
We had a scenario last year where we had a bird in another spot that sailed on us. And we saw it go down, but we knew it was back in the trees quite a ways.
Yep.
And it was you're up.
Yep.
And I looked at you, and you were like, mm-mm. You were like, I can't get Jasper to go across that river.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Sent Hondo. And if I remember right, he went out three-quarters of the way across the river. Of course, he's looking.
Yep.
And I'm like, back. And he turned and swam the bank. And a couple minutes later, came out with the bird.
Yep.
But now, this year, I'll look at you, and you're like, I got it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Jasper.
Exactly.
Or even Echo. You know, that's the other thing, is being able to take multiple dogs. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm in the boat this year where I'm going to have, Hondo's about as much as I'm going to teach him, he's there. Yeah. We're working on just fun stuff and conditioning.
Yep.
And steady just never ends, and obedience never ends. But he's where I want him to be. He's got a lot of birds under his belt. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of, and he's there. And you could see it in him. He's confident. He knows what he's about. Rooster doesn't have that.
Yep.
And Rooster's going to be, you go back to patience.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be me this fall.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, I got to be chill. There's going to be multiple hunts where I'm like, hey, Josh, can you come run the gun?
Yep.
Or, hey, Tyler, I need you to shoot.
Yep.
Because I need to handle this dog.
Yep.
And I guarantee you he'll do some good things, and I guarantee he's going to do some frustrating things too. But he's got a great nose. He's all about it. He loves it.
Yep.
He loves the water. But that's the thing, is just pushing past those things and learning and growing, whether it's in your faith walk or whether it's just in your regular day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Do hard stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens when you do hard stuff.
No different than what we've said multiple times of raising your bar on your dog. It's raising the bar on our lives.
That's right.
I mean, and so I'm very blessed and thankful that I did these things this summer. And I'm excited for the next ones coming up this coming summer.
That's awesome.
It's so much fun to see like-minded people, because that's what me and this guy were just talking dog is what it started. And then all of a sudden, then I got to share Jesus with him.
Right.
And, that's, for me, this is an avenue to share Jesus. And it just is such a blessing to be able to share the joy of Jesus to these people that are talking dogs.
Absolutely.
So,
that's so cool, man. Well, I know you're on a time crunch. You got clients coming to pick up dogs, and you got a training schedule to keep at this afternoon. I really appreciate your time, dude, and I am stoked for this fall.
Yeah.
I haven't been this excited for a hunting season in a really long time.
Yep.
I don't ever remember having this many demands on my time with my job as the editor of Eastmans. I have no hunts planned at this point. I'm kind of taking it as they come because my schedule's super tight. I've got an 11-year-old daughter who wants to try to shoot some birds this fall.
Yeah.
A 9-year-old that I know has already shot some birds and is going to want to do more.
Yep.
I'm excited to do stuff with the family on the weekends, to get out.
Yep.
I've got a stellar elk tag, but because of my schedule, my work schedule, I don't have the time to dedicate to bow hunt that tag.
Yep.
So I'm going to focus on the late rifle aspect of that elk tag. It's the first elk tag I've had in 10 years.
Yeah, and it is
It's a darn good one.
Yep.
And I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. But what I'm maybe more excited about is having the ability to focus just on birds in September and October.
Yep.
There'll be some big game stuff thrown in the mix, especially in October. But September, some mountain grouse, some sage grouse, maybe some farm pheasants, some game bird pheasants with a young dog.
Yep.
The early duck season,
Yep.
Just some of that stuff that I normally don't really do a lot of because of the big game side of what I get to do as well. But I'm just jacked.
No,
I'm excited. Got a young dog to get out and put through his paces.
Yep.
And the first time I knock down a bird and he brings it back, I'm going to be over the moon.
Oh yeah, and that's the little joys, because that's what that is.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the little joys that you do all the work for these trials. It's not like I was just sitting there at the house. I was working client dogs, then I'm working my guys, and it's just like, let's go. And then to get down there and they perform, it lights you up.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So
that's cool. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that picture. I'll need a thumbnail for this podcast. I'll get the picture of your dog sitting on the table with the ribbons.
Perfect.
I'd love to put that out there.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
That's super cool. But I know you're on a tight schedule. We got to wrap this up. I know it was short and sweet podcast episode, guys. Thank you to Josh for doing this. Thank you for listening. Share these podcasts, guys. Recommend them. Give us a rating on whatever platform you're listening to this on. And leave us comments on these things and recommend them. Please, please, please recommend them. That's how we continue to grow the channel and continue to bring you great content. I'm excited. I got a couple great guests lined up in the coming weeks, and then it's hunting season. We are on it, dude. I mean, it's already basically the middle of August, and I don't know how that happened. I don't know where this summer went, but it's gone, and it's like
flew by.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah, super stoked, super excited. Josh, thank you.
No, thank you for having me on again.
Awesome.
Really appreciate you.
Well, until next time, guys, we'll see you in the field.